Good morning, children of St Helens and St Mary's. Mr Chappell here, and I hope you're having a great week. The sun is shining at last, which is fantastic. Always makes everybody feel a little bit happier when the sun is shining and we're out and about at break times and dinner time. So I hope you're all having a great week. And this week, obviously, we've been looking at our value of courage. And over the last few weeks, we've been exploring lots of different stories. If you remember Daniel and the lion, looking at how Daniel showed his courage. We've looked at St. George. So our value of courage has been really, really important to explore. And in this week's assembly, which is a YouTube video that we're going to be looking at from the Church of England, their assembly collection, is all about how you can show courage to stand out and be different. Because we know that God has made us all unique to have our own very, very special talents, and that actually we need to show our different talents and understand why we are unique. And sometimes that shows a bit of courage to do that and to be different. And sometimes if you're with the same friends every single day and you play nicely at break times and dinner times, sometimes you want a bit of courage to go and play with somebody else as well. So courage is a really important value. So before we go into their video from the Church of England, I'm just going to say our welcome words as always. We have gathered as a community today to worship together and then think about our value of courage. So as you're exploring the assembly, there'll be lots of times for reflections and Paul's points where you consider. I think one of the first questions is about how you are unique. So you'll be able to talk about why you're special and the special, unique talents that you have. So we've got a great assembly lined up for today, and have a great week, and we'll see you very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Did you know that no one has a face quite like mine?
And no one has eyes quite like mine.
Did you know that no one has hands quite like mine?
And no one has fingerprints quite like mine.
In fact, there is no one quite like me.
Or me. We are all unique, and there is only one of you and only one of me.
The human race is very diverse. We all have different names, different cultures, different families and friends.
We all come in different shapes and sizes. Some of us are tall and some of us are short. Some of us are big and some of us are small.
Imagine a world where we all looked and sounded the same. It would be so boring.
But the great thing is, we live in a world full of amazing people with different talents and interests. Without them, we wouldn't have medicine or technology, films or shows, cultures or foods.
So what sort of things make you unique?
Isn't it amazing how different we all are?
I know, it's great. But the sad thing is, sometimes people use those differences to exclude other people.
Sometimes it can feel like we're all alone and all we see is our differences.
That's true, but we may have more in common than you think. Often we feel like we belong with only one group of people. We can put ourselves in boxes and don't connect with those in a different box than us.
We may want to fit into another box, or we might love the one we're in.
We may feel like we are too old or too young, too rich or too poor.
But we all have more in common than you may realise.
took place where 100 people from different walks of life had to step out of their box if the statement applied to them. The first question was, who was the class clown? Who is never on time?
And then there's us. We who have tattoos.
We who feel lonely.
We who have been bullied.
We who have bullied others.
We who are madly in love.
We who have overcome great challenges.
The ones whose team won the Premier League.
We who beat cancer.
And then there's all of us, who are created in the image of God, and as one body, we stand together.
The Bible teaches us that we have one amazing thing in common, that we are all made in the image of God, and that we are all part of one body. In 1 Corinthians 12 it says, "And a person's body has more than one part. It has many parts. The foot might say, 'I am not a hand, so I am not part of the body.' But saying this would not stop the foot from being a part of the body. The ear might say, 'I am not an eye, so I am not part of the body.' But saying this would not make the ear stop being a part of the body."
No part is more important than the other. If one part suffers, then all the parts suffer with it. And if one part is honoured, then all the parts are glad. Now you are the body of Christ, and each of you is a part of it.
What the Bible is saying is that we can be different and be united. No matter what, you are important, you are loved, and you have value.
So in a world where people are put into boxes, why not be a box breaker? No, not that kind of box, Chris. I was using a metaphor.
Oh,
I meant the kind of boxes that we were just talking about. The kind of groups that we put ourselves in. Maybe instead we could all be brave and talk to someone we might not normally talk to.
or we could invite someone new to come and sit with us for lunch. Or we could let someone new join in our games.
Exactly, Chris. Those are great ideas. Oh, do you fancy a game now?
Always. Bye.
See you soon, guys.